Hello, it's Scott Monker, and I'm going to show you a few quick things about using Zoom and webinars, so you're kind of more familiar with how they work. I'm going to start by talking about scheduling webinars and how that works. So I've signed into Zoom. I click on webinars. You see here I've got a webinar already scheduled. I really need to delete that one. You click on schedule a webinar, and I create a topic. You want to give it a meaningful name. And a description if you have one. You set the schedule time, so like I can say I'm going to do this at 10 o'clock this morning, and its duration. And you want to make sure you set time zone. If it's recurring, you click on recurring. Depending upon what your objectives are, you could do registration required, which means a person actually has to go and fill out a quick form before they can sign into the webinar. Or you can simply not require it, and then anybody can sign in if they have a link and password. Video. You notice here we have video host on and off for both the host and the panelist. I typically call host on, panelist off, or panelist on, host off, in the environment we're using in. The host is going to be your operator, your panelists, you want their video on. And you can always shut the video off if you want to. I always do both for audio. You do Q&A. I doubt with this situation here you're going to enable practice sessions. You can enable HD video for shared screens. If they're going to share a screen, you want to turn on that one. And then if you want to record the sessions, just say record it, and you can either record it on local or record it in the cloud. Now beware, Zoom has drive space limitations on accounts. They won't stop you, but you can get some pretty big bills if you're not careful about what you're storing in the cloud. I got, I think, a $20 bill last month for stuff I was storing. This alternative host, if you've got a Zoom account that's multiple IDs under the same account, you can use that. Otherwise, this doesn't do you any good. You click on schedule, and there you go. Now, from there, everybody will get a link, or you can go to a link and say it, and you'll see here, now I've opened up the Zoom session, and I can go to meetings, and you'll see here, this is the Zoom client. I've got it set in vertical mode because I prefer that, and I got Scott's demo webinar. I'm going to go ahead and minimize this, click on start, and we'll bring up the webinar. There you go. Now this is your camera. I find this annoying. That you can't actually, if the person sharing can't minimize this window, in this case I can because I'm not the presenter. Okay, so here you go. I always just copy the link real quick, so if you have someone in an emergency, you can email them the link or send it to them via chat. This is pretty familiar. You've got mute and unmute, you've got start and stop video, participants, chat, share screen. Something new which you may not have seen before is you can create polls. If you just click on it, it's going to take you back to the web interface, and you can create poll questions. I don't know whether you want to use that feature or not, but that's something that's available to you. You can start and stop the recording. Right now it's recording. We should set recording turn on. You see here it says recording up here. Q&A. Now this is the window that if you turn it on you may not be familiar with. I'm going to take this and move it over here. There we go. The Q&A window allows people to ask questions. So this is what it looks like from a host side. It shows you the questions, and then if someone asks a question, you can answer it live, or you can dismiss it, or you can answer it. You can answer verbally in keyboard, or you can dismiss the question, and it'll show you answered questions and dismissed questions. You have the ability to say allow people to post on anonymously, and then you can let attendees view all questions or answered questions only. So that's a really good feature. Closed captioning. The closed captioning you've seen that I've worked with is actually an add-on that doesn't work on webinars. This closed captioning is, you can assign closed captioning to someone else who's going to type, and then they're going to close caption for you, and I doubt you're going to use that feature. If you click on more, you can broadcast to Facebook, put on Workplace, or you can put it on YouTube. Now, you have to have those accounts linked for it to work. Probably the key thing here is the participants window. Let's bring that up. Now this is what it looks like if you're not sharing your screen, which for your operators is typically the way it works. Now, people come in muted automatically, and here's our list of attendees. You can click on an attendee, you can promote them to panelists, you can allow them to talk, you can turn on and off video on people as well. If you turn on video, what it'll do is it'll request to turn on the video for the other person, so they aren't done automatically. So it works very similar to what you see in the meeting. I think the big things you want to be aware of is the Q&A window down here and how it works. Participants and how it works. You can raise and lower hands. Again, I don't know if this is something you'll use. What we use it in classes, we say, here's your lab, go do it, raise your hand when you're done. That lets us proceed a little bit faster. Chat works exactly the same. Screen sharing, again, exactly the same. And again, you can pause the recording as well. Now, if you store locally, it's going to put it in your home directory. If you store it in the cloud, you go back to zoom.us. Let's bring that back up. There's a section called Recordings. And you'll see here I have learned board game with Tabletopia. It's 4 files for 400 megabytes. It's a really big file. Oh, what? Wow, is it really that big? And they can play it as well, and there are a bunch of options. So that's it basically with webinars. If you have any questions about it, let's go ahead and open up a session and we can see how it works for you. There you go.